Welcome back to 40-Day Refresh. Today we're going to continue talking about your one-year plan and what to do with it once you've got it finished. Now, as a quick reminder, if you don't have the online course and email series that go with this program, you can go to danielfoley.net/40-day refresh, the number 40-day refresh, and you get access to those there. But let's talk about your plan. So far, we've gone through this process of developing your one-year plan, of going through a planning process with God, where we first identify the one thing. What's the major project? What's the one thing we feel like we're really supposed to be doing over the next year? And we begin to bullet point, list the success criteria. What needs to be true a year from now to say that that project was a success? Then we identify the areas of growth. Where am I going to need to grow to make this thing happen, both internally and externally in my skill sets? And then I also identify where am I going to need help? Who can help me? What am I going to need help with? And who are the people that are surrounding me in my life that could possibly help me make this thing happen? Now, the next thing that we're going to do, take that one big goal and divide it into three categories, the three main priorities of things that you need to focus on to make this thing happen. And we're going to begin to list out action steps in each of those areas. And we're going to start to put them in sequential order. So we have a plan of action, of steps to be taking to make this thing happen. Then we're going to increase your motivation, hopefully, for making this thing happen. We're going to write out the desires of your heart in each of the 7 rooms of the blueprint. So purpose and health, family, finances, order, time, and community. Write out a description, because that description of what you want your life to look like a year from now in each of those areas is going to be your reward for making this one-year project happen and hitting those success criteria. Now, the next step, we've got our plan. We've got it ready to go. Now the next step is we've got to give it to God. We want to partner with God on your plan. We want to give it to Him, because we commit our plans to Him, that He will order our steps. So we're going to partner with God on this. He's going to help us make this thing happen, because if we've done it right, it looks big, it looks possibly impossible. We're going to need His help, we're going to need to grow ourselves, and we're going to need the help of other people. But we want to partner with God. How do we do that? I want you to print out your plan. Type it up, print it out, and I want you to pray over it. Give it to God. Say, you know what? Thank you, Father, for planning with me. Here are the plans that I've got for the next year, and I'm giving them to you. And then I want you to take communion over your plans. I want you to take communion. It could be grape juice or red wine. You can go buy matzah crackers at pretty much any grocery store. In the ethnic aisle, you can find matzah crackers. Take communion over your plan. And then as you go through the year, I want you to be consistently looking at your plan, and I want you to be consistently taking communion over it as you go through the year. At least once a week. I do it more frequently. I typically do it every single day. We've talked about the idea of a table turner as we've gone through this program. The table turner, if you don't know what it is, it's the one thing that really matters. It's the one thing that puts you back in control in your life. It turns the tables, puts you back in control. And I believe that taking communion on a regular basis is one of the greatest table turners that you can have, because you're participating with God in the process of fulfilling His plans and His purposes for your life. You're partnering with Him, and you're communing with Him to make that happen in your life. And so we want to give it to God, pray over it, take communion over it on a regular basis as you go forward from this point on.